Hello, hello. Okay, I'm back. We'll see how I did last week. My name is Michelle. I am committed to figuring out how to manage my money effectively without too much stress, trying to get some routines. And I am learning, y'all, that you cannot try to take shortcuts. So, like, I am someone who I have literally been trying to figure this out literally for like 2 decades, 20 years, no lie. And I'm finding that if you're someone who, like, you tried to do some of Dave Ramsey or some of the Budget Mom, the trick is when you're first starting out, you just got to go all in on one method. Okay, so what that means is you can't be trying to piecemeal like some of Dave Ramsey, some of Budget Mom. You can do that once you kind of get a handle on it. And so I'm learning that taking shortcuts is jacking me all the way up, y'all. So I want to say back in December, I'm filming this March of 2026. December of 2025 or November 2025 is when I really started tracking my spending every day, because I realized, okay, in order to get a handle on this, you just have to know what you're spending. So that is what I've been doing for, okay, what's that, November? So December, January, February, March, 4 months. Well, in that process, I've loved that, okay? And I'm writing it down. I got my little notebook. I got this from Dollar Tree. And so in theory, the idea was every evening, as part of kind of my evening routine, because I love routines, that I would write down what I spent that day and I would categorize it. Okay, did that. Well, if you've seen some of my other spending videos, what you'll see is that I didn't have a weekly budget. So I had a monthly budget, but I didn't have a weekly budget. And the issue with that was either way, I needed to be keeping track on a daily of, well, how much money was left. So that meant if I was using cash, I still needed some way to keep up with that. If I was using a debit card, I needed a way to keep up with that. So what I have done in the last week is I have tweaked this system and realized, you need a weekly budget, okay? At least for now. Now, I might be able to graduate myself back up to the whole monthly discretionary spending, but for right now, I need a weekly budget. I've also decided that I need to budget based on what makes sense for my life. So even though my budget planner or the spending tracker that I have is from like Monday to Sunday, that's not the way I want to budget. So I'm going to budget from Friday to Thursday, because I feel like if I'm going to overspend or get into some trouble with my money, it's usually on a Friday or Saturday, sometimes Sunday. So I feel like I need to start my budgets on Friday. So that way I'm very, very intentional about what I'm spending. So I started it last week. I'm going to share with you where I am in the process. Now, what this means is when I do these videos, you're not really getting like a full week of spending based on my spending thing, that from Friday to Thursday. You're getting the way this planner is set up, because to me it just would make more sense to do it that way since I'm filming. But as far as how I'm actually budgeting, my budget will reset every Friday. And so I'm using two things to help me with this. I'm using an app. It's a spending tracker app. I'll try to remember to put the picture right here. It's free. And how I have that set up is I'm going to use a debit card and cash. But I've switched kind of my I guess percentage wise. Before, I was trying to do like 80% of my spending in cash and about 20% of my spending using a debit card. I've now decided I'm going to kind of flip that, and I'm going to do 80% of my spending on a debit card and 20% of my spending in cash. And here's my logic behind that. It's way easier on a day-to-day basis to just keep up with receipts and not cash and change and stuff. And so if I'm just using my debit card, then I'll be able to keep up with stuff and still use my paper tracker to categorize my spending. And so in my mind, the way this is working is the spending tracker is just keeping me accountable for how much money I have left to spend. My spending tracker, the paper version, is helping me see how am I spending my money? What are the categories? Like, am I overspending somewhere? Do I want to spend more somewhere else? So that's like the thought process behind this. So because I'm telling you, when you do not have a system, this is what happens. Look, so this right here are all the receipts that I still need to categorize and log because I got off track. So I feel like even when that happens, which is an example of real life, because I'll have my app spending tracker, I'll still be able to keep up with how much I have left for the week. I won't have my categories, but at least I won't be like overspending and stuff. So here we go. I'm going to share. I got this from Dollar Tree. It's their academic planner. And I'm going to put the picture here so you can kind of follow along with me. I must say that I'm telling y'all, I'll be starting stuff and then can't follow through with it. Like, I have these little colors here. The colors actually are for no reason whatsoever. Because at the end of the month, I'm not doing anything with them colors. It's a complete waste of my time. So starting this coming week, I'm not going to do like the colors. Like, I might just write in a pretty color, but I'm not doing the whole marker by the side thing that I've done, previously, because it's literally just a waste of time. So I don't even know why I was doing it. So, okay, so this tracking period that I want to share is going to be from the week of March 9th, which is a Monday, to Sunday the 15th. So Monday was a no spend day. Good for me. Tuesday, I spent miscellaneous. It was $6.47. I don't know what that was. Wednesday, fuel. I'm on the West Coast. This is kicking my butt. I have a Honda Civic. I think my Honda Civic is like a 2017. Y'all, it cost me $41.56 to fill up my car. That was just hurting my heart. Thursday, office supplies. I spent $26.48. I got the cutest backdrop. So hopefully by my next video, it'll be here. But I love to travel. And so I was like, what can I have as a background that would inspire me to, stay on my program and my plan so that, I can reach my goals. And because traveling is one of my big goals, and I have not been able to do that in recent time, just having moved from full-time to part-time, and now I'm retired. So I figured that would be the coolest backdrop. So it's like this fabric world map thing. So hopefully next video, it'll be right here behind me. Okay, and then Friday, I spent $7 on self-care, $9.53 on food, $11.44 on snacks, $4.39 on Buddy, who is the dog. Dining out for $5.40. I went to McDonald's and I have the McDonald's app, so that's why that was so low. And for a total, that left me with, let me see, $37.76. When you get old, you gotta figure out what you see up close, see far away. Okay, so Friday is when I figured out, Michelle, you gotta have a way to track how much money you have left. So what I did was, as you can see, I've added in how much money is left, okay? So as of Friday, I had $62.24 left to spend for the week because I'm giving myself $100 a week. Okay, then Saturday, I spent $8.03 on food. I had a taste for some orange juice and Krispy Kreme donuts, so that's what I went and got. I'm trying to also get better with my health. So what I'm doing is I am giving up sugary drinks during the week, meaning Monday through Thursday, no sugary drinks. So that means juices, that means sodas, anything sugary, iced teas, none of that. So during the week, what I'm drinking is water. I have water flavor that I add to my teas because I have a bunch of different teas. I love teas. I have focus tea, I have calming tea. So sometimes I drink it hot, sometimes I drink it cold. So anyway, that's what that was for Saturday, was my what I had a taste for my breakfast. And then Sunday was a no spend day. So what that means is going into my next tracking period, I now know that, okay, between today, which is Monday, because I'm filming this on Monday. What's today's date? Monday the 16th. So I know that for Monday to this Thursday, so that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days. 4 days, I have $54.21 left to spend. So hopefully this is going to keep me better on track, having these weekly budgets. And I'm going to be flexible. You know, maybe I need a little bit more than 100, or maybe I need a little bit less. But I like to keep stuff, because I'm a word girl, not a math girly. I like to keep my money numbers even, because they just help me understand it better. So for me, I like 100, because then it just helps me think in terms of 20s. You know what I'm saying? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You know, so it just kind of helps me do it that way. But you know, to each his own. If you have a more efficient system, please share. So again, I hope you have enjoyed watching this. I'm so glad that you're tuning in. I hope you're getting some ideas. But I think that I think this is the best strategy for me right now, which is the app on my phone, so that as soon as I get a receipt, I automatically just put that in. I actually round it up because I save my change. And then when I get home, as part of my evening routine, then look at the receipt and then categorize the spending. So I hope that this two-part thing is going to help me kind of feel like I'm getting a better handle on my money. So again, thank you so much for watching. And until later, as always, be grateful. Bye-bye.